So, good morning. My name is Liam Rex Roda. I'm going to report cultural relativism advantages and disadvantages. So, people change, cultures change, humanity is constantly evolving, developing, and adapting. When cultural relativism is implemented, then the ability to evolve and adapt is encouraged because the definitions of ethical and moral, right and wrong can change as people change. Cultural relativism eliminates the rigidity that societies have in place regarding ethics, conducts, and reasoning. So, what are the advantages of cultural relativism? So, it is a system which promotes cooperation. Every individual has different perspective that is based on their upbringing, experiences, and personal thoughts. By embracing the many differences we have, the cooperation creates the potential for a stronger society. It creates a society where equality is possible. It's a state of affairs in which all individuals within a specific society have equal rights, liberties, and status, possibly including civil rights, freedom and expression, autonomy, and equal access to certain public goods and social services. People can pursue a genuine interest. By expressing genuine interest in someone's qualities, background, stories, hobbies, career, family, or anything else closely connected to that person, you will give them a gift of sense of importance, well-being, and value. And the law of attraction will draw people to you like a powerful magnetic force. Respect is encouraged in a system of cultural relativism. They pursue different definition of success because such a system promotes individual's definition instead of a group definition. A society can evolve because there is a natural level of respect built in the process. It preserves human cultures, maintains the man's opinion within a given culture, defines what is right and wrong. Cultural relativism is a mistaken idea that there are no objective standard by which our society can be judged because each culture is entitled to its own beliefs and accepted practices. Cultural relativism creates a society without judgment. So the only person that judges you is yourself. People who might disagree with you are able to set their own codes and standards for their own individualistic bubble instead of worrying about others. You only worry about yourself. Moral relativism can be excluded from cultural relativism. Each culture can be treated as an individual under the theory of cultural relativism. This means the moral codes of a culture can be defined and expectation implemented that people follow it. We can create a personal moral code based on a societal standard with ease to determine if a decision will be right or wrong. Cultural relativism allows individuals to consult with standards of their society or culture. It is a simple test to determine the course that a person should take in such a circumstance. It stops cultural conditioning. People tend to adapt their attitudes, thoughts, and beliefs to the people they are with on a regular basis. This is cultural conditioning. It prevents people from having individualistic perspective. Cultural relativism stop this. So, what are the disadvantages of cultural relativism? It creates a system that is fueled by personal bias. Every society has a certain natural bias to it because of how humanity operates. People tend to prefer to be with others who have their similar thoughts and feelings, so they segregate themselves into neighborhoods. It will create chaos. People who can follow their own moral codes because there is no wrong or right would be people allowed to pursue any life they preferred under the theory of cultural relativism. If you're upset with your neighbor, then you can kill that person without consequence if your moral code allows for murder. Murder. It is an idea that is based on the perfection of humanity. So many people strive to do good every day. Most want to see everyone have the chance to pursue happiness in some way. That is why the idea of cultural relativism often seems to be inviting. The only problem is that people are not perfect. We can be forgetful. It could promote a lack of diversity. Cultural relativism promotes an individualistic point of view. So although it seems to promote a diversity, it actually removes it from society. Cultural relativism would allow slavery to return to the US. It would allow men to exclude women from voting once again. It would stop employers from paying someone a fair wage or even paying them wage at all. It draws people away from one another. So although cultural relativism can promote people coming together to share their strengths, it can also encourage people to draw apart from one another. It could limit moral progress. When we look at the idea of moral progress, we think the becoming more inclusionary instead of exclusionary. This inclusion is reflected in the laws and customs of the culture. It could limit humanity's progress. We often think of the concept of a cultural relativism as progression, but it isn't necessarily that way. When we remove the ability to judge one standard from another, then the comparative process of placing a current society or culture against a past one is removed as well. Cultural relativism can turn perception into truths. Using the perspective of cultural relativism leads to the view that no one culture is a superior than another culture when compared to the systems of morality, law, politics, and etc. It is a concept that cultural norms and values derive their meaning within a specific social context. So you'll see Russia versus NATO. Who will win? So thank you. That will be all.